We owe it to ourselves to consistently do gut checks. No one is really out there talking about the fact that we are going to die. Did we behave in a way that we're extra proud of today? Eliminate from our life, not our heart. I am so unique, and so are you. I want to murder expectations, but give birth to curiosity. I'm going to be a millionaire by the time that I'm 40. I'm currently 32 years old. I have less than $500 in my checking and savings account.
Stuck in my brain.
Hello, fellow moaners. Welcome to Make Yourself Moan podcast. I'm your host, Madison Monroe Curtis, and it's time to dive deeper.
Stuck in my brain.
Welcome to the Make Yourself Moan podcast. I'm Madison Monroe, your host, and this is Make Yourself Moan. This is crazy. It has been weeks since I gave you an episode. Ideally, I will give you an episode every week. That is the goal. However, we don't always reach our goals. Reality is, I work a full-time job. I have a farm. I have a partner in life. We have so many dogs and cats and goats and chickens and ducks. I'm close to my family. I'm currently located in Mississippi, where my grandparents and my mom and my brothers are. There is a lot of life going on outside of my podcast, outside of my relationship with you, that I am so excited about. It is so important to me to spend this time with you and to show up for you. So I just want to apologize that if anyone out there has noticed that I haven't been posting in the last few weeks, I'm so sorry. It is one of my top priorities to be more consistent in not just podcasting, but everything, in a morning routine, in a healthier diet, drinking less Jack and Coke, working out consistently, being more positive rather than negative, calling people out when they are being cruel to others, working the hardest I possibly can at a job that deserves it, communicating with people I care about better and more efficiently than I have in the past. And ultimately, it's hard to do that. Ultimately, never forgetting where I once was, where I want to go, and the work I have put in to be here. And there's always room for improvement, but there is no time to go backwards. We owe it to ourselves to constantly do gut checks of, are we going backwards, for example? Did we behave in a way that we're extra proud of today? Is there anyone that we might need to set more boundaries with, to eliminate from our life, not our heart, but our life? Are we being transparent to the people within our lives, in our inner circle, to our partners, to our kids, to the people we go to church with, to the people on our Facebook pages? I am a Christian. I love God with all my heart. And yes, I have a podcast called Make Yourself Moan. There are people out there who will tell me that that can't happen. There are people out there who want to tell me what my podcast means and what it's about. I'm still figuring out what it means and what it's about. It is not my job to make sure everyone out there meets me where I want them to. It is my job to show up and speak in a way that I am proud of, in a way that I feel led to from God, and in a way that will connect me to other humans in a way that maybe hasn't ever been done before. I'm only here because of what God has allowed me to experience in my life, and especially what I have survived in my life from sexual abuse, heartbreak, a lot of heartbreak, um, confusion slash openness in my sexuality, loving to look sensual without it meaning I'm a whore. I'm just me. And what I think is really beautiful is that there is literally only one of every single one of us. I am so unique, and so are you. If you were really, truly seeking to figure out who you are at your core, despite what other people are going to think, say, try to persuade you to do instead, there is only one of those. But when we try to match everyone else's expectations and energy, we lose ourselves. We lose sight of our purposes that we are meant to fulfill by becoming our most genuine, authentic, truest, unapologetic selves. Speaking of expectations, that is what we're here to talk about today, is murdering those expectations. If I was wearing more appropriate clothing, I might be like kicking the expectations. But we're just gonna murder them so hard. Expectations. Do they ever amount to anything good? I'm sure there is some scenario where they're positive. All right, so I want to murder expectations, but give birth to curiosity. Expectations don't ever really amount to pleasure. We expect ourselves to look a certain way, act a certain way. Because why? Because we think we know how other people want us to dress and act. We expect to be able to pay our bills each month. We expect food to be in the fridge and to be able to cook for ourselves. We expect to wake up every day. Well, yeah, we do expect those things. Are we expecting them because we assume they're going to happen? Because let me tell you, you were not guaranteed to wake up in the morning. Your partner is not guaranteed to wake up in the morning. Your grandparents, your parents, your siblings, your best friend, your pets, none of us are guaranteed to wake up in the morning. And I'm not going to apologize for being morbid, because you know what? The only thing we have in common is death, is birth and death. We were born and we will die. No one is really out there talking about the fact that we are going to die. It's scary, but it doesn't have to be as scary as it is, because we know that it is coming. I think what's scary is undone pleasures, undone interest. Like, are we out here living as if it could be our last day, and in a manner where we would say, you know what, I had a great day on my last day. I did everything as if I would have, knowing that it was going to be my last day. Really, that's the thing that we should all be doing. We should all be out here living every day, being able to say, I just found out it's my last day today and I would not change a thing. That is possible. Have all the conversations, do all the things to a certain point that you would do if tonight you were told that you don't get another day. That sort of waking up and living is completely possible. Do you have a passion that you've been sleeping on? Do you want to eat better? Do you want to work out? Do you want to create a podcast? Do you want to try something with your significant other? Do you want to go have a day at the park with your children? Well, maybe you can't do it during work hours because you work full time, but you can make time for it after work. Do you just want to go on a drive and get ice cream and listen to your favorite music? Just do it. Quit putting it off for one day, because One day can be today, otherwise, one day may never come. If you ask most people, one day doesn't ever come because we do get older. We have accidents, we have injuries, we get tired. We lose the people in our lives that we want to do those things with. So today, when we talk about murdering expectations, it's because why do we live our lives based on what we expect to happen, what we expect to have, how we expect people to feel, how we expect people to perceive us? My podcast is called Make Yourself Moan, and I love God with all my heart. What my podcast is about is to inspire and to encourage people to do more of what they love. Because when we're doing what we love, we tend to make sounds like we cheer and we moan in the deliciousness of what we're eating. We squeal in excitement. That is what this is all about, is do more of what makes you freaking moan, what makes you happy, what makes you smile, and ask yourself all the hard questions of why have I not been doing this? Why have I been putting off applying for that job that I really want? Why have I not been dressing in a way that makes me feel absolutely stunning? Why have I been putting off using those vacation days? Just go make yourself moan in your daily life. You don't need anything extra. You have all the natural tools that you need to go out and just find a reason to smile. Maybe you need to go ground. You need to go walk barefoot in a beautiful patch of grass. Maybe you need to go play with your pets. Maybe you need to walk hand in hand with your partner and look up at the stars or the sunset. Go get ice cream with your children. There are so many things you can do that will bring joy back into your life. When we expect our partner to react a certain way to anything, we are giving space for an empty, broken, surface level life, relationship, life, conversation. Talk about the things that society maybe tells you to snuff out, to not talk about. I have defied expectations that other people have put on me my entire life. Yeah, I'm cute. And I love thigh highs. And I love lingerie. And talking about sexual innuendos. I don't know why, per se. I just know that I always have. And I've always had a quote unquote dirty mind. But then I also would hit people for cursing. And I was going to stay a virgin until I was married. And yet I did lose my virginity at 21 to the person that I knew I wanted to marry. And I never felt bad about it because I had dated this person for almost 11 years at that point. People might look at me when I dress what I feel like is my best, and they will assume I'm a whore. They hear me talk about sex and think I am a super experienced sexual individual. I've had sex with less than 5 people my entire life so far. I tell my partner that when I get 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to have a threesome and take drugs like acid. I've never had acid either, but I will at some point, I'm sure. So I'm just excited about living life. And I'm constantly talking to God. And I'm not saying God is telling me to go out and have insane sex and take acid, but He's not telling me to do that. If He does, then that's between me and God, and I will then behave in a manner as such. But God's not going to not love you because you do those things. And God is not out here only loving these people who are just publicly not having these conversations. You can trust me and this podcast to have the conversations that Everybody is out here pretending like they don't want to have. We all want to talk about what drugs, sex, joy, adventure, and pain means to us. I'm going to create a platform where when the day comes and my grandparents are no longer here, when I find out that I've lost them to this earth, I'm going to be devastated. But I'm building a community that I can talk to about it through real time. And some of you will have already experienced that, and you're going to be able to help me through it. You're going to give me advice. And if there's something I've gone through and you haven't gone through, I'm going to be able to help you. I'm going to have guests on my show who have gone through things that me and you maybe haven't yet. They're going to shed insight and tips and tricks. And just at the end of the day, we are all meant to connect to one another in one way or another because we're human. We are all the same, as in we're all human. And love, God is love. Love is the most powerful thing that can heal us and that we can use to move mountains, to move all this brokenness that is of our world, to actually talk about the problems. I want to murder expectations because there is nothing to expect. There is no reality where we wake up, expect our day to look a certain way, it happens, and then we go to bed, and that is great. No, that is boring because life is always going to throw curveballs. Have fun with it. Let's find joy in our life again. Are you rich? I am not rich financially yet. I'm going to be a millionaire, a billionaire any day now. I'm going to be a billionaire by the time that I'm 50. I'm going to be a millionaire by the time that I'm 40. I'm currently 32 years old. I have less than $500 in my checking and savings account combined. I just paid a bill that had gone to collections. Stupid AT&T. AT&T, this is for you. AT&T. If you use AT&T, why? They suck. T-Mobile is the way to go. Other than that, I am building the life that I will be so proud of. I'm proud of my life right now because you know what? I am better than I ever was and nowhere near where I want to go. There has been times when I went to a chiropractor, a masseuse, and had to take anxiety and depression medication because of my mood, because my back wouldn't let me roll over at night. It wouldn't let me get out of bed. I couldn't bend over and pick something up without writhing in pain. And after taking certain steps to figure out what was going on, I'm able to do all those things. I work at a job that I am completely in love with. I go to the gym multiple times a week and I am not restricted because of pain. I take vitamins in the morning to help my gut health, to help my brain, to help my hair growth. I feel like a whole grown up. And there were times in life where I thought if you take anything as a prescription, you're a failure. We're just meant to learn. I just encourage everyone to never expect you to be correct in everything that you believe. Don't expect all of your stances on every subject to just be the end all be all. Some advice that I was given, and I'm really glad I was, is expect to learn something from everyone that you talk to, especially the people that you don't want to talk to. If you have enemies, frenemies, bullies, expect that they have something to teach you. And when I started living that way, it was hard at first. It was really frustrating. I did not want to think that these people that were so rude and so annoying had anything positive to give back to me. But once I started seeing it that way, I was just less angry. And me showing up to situations being less angry allowed me to enjoy my day to day life, allowed me to be surprised at whatever this person and me had to say to one another. So it was a much better way to go. But it was hard to accept that there was something there to see that I didn't want to see. The facts are we are not always right. We don't always know what is best for us. We want to rule out what is not good for us, but we simply don't know what is always best for us. Sometimes what is best for us is going through that storm, staying in that job that we're unhappy with just for a little bit longer because we're about to learn something that we're going to use for the rest of our lives. We're about to talk to somebody who will be a lifelong connection and will be the tool that gets us that next job opportunity, to give us advice that will change our life forever, that will teach us something, that will teach our children, that will then teach their children. And that is what's going to be the generational strength of that family line. Be open to life changing, groundbreaking information at all times. And if you're not getting it, guess what? There is YouTube. Do you know what I do? I spend at least 40 hours a week watching educational podcasts by Jay Shetty, Mel Robbins, oh my gosh, even not what you would think educational podcasts are. Call Her Daddy by Alex Cooper, Roddy Shetty, Jay Shetty's wife. She has a great podcast. Khloe Kardashian, I've started watching her podcast. Jordan Peterson is one of my favorites. There are so many conversations out there that you can just search on YouTube for free, and then you can play for free, and you can learn. Tony Robbins. There are people out here that have gone through so many different types of things, and they are talking to us about them. We can save time by listening to them and learning from them. And at the end of the day, I've learned that I want to send educational videos to everyone I know, but they are very rarely wanting to or able to carve out the time to listen to them. But because they love me and I'm in their life in a more meaningful way, they're willing to carve out that time to listen to my podcast. So maybe one of my purposes is listening to all of these amazing people who are out here changing the game, changing people's lives with the information that they are gathering. And then I consume it and then I regurgitate it to you. I'm so honored that you would listen to me over those incredible people because you simply know me. So it's my duty to become someone who does that sort of thing. And it's on my radar. It's part of my mission. I'm a fetus in that path, but welcome to my journey. Welcome to Make Yourself Moan. I know it's trippy, but my number one goal is to help you discover everything that is out there applicable to you in your life and your passions and your joy while I'm on this journey that looks a lot like yours. We're going to figure it out together. We are going to get to a place where we can freaking enjoy waking up in the morning, where we can be excited to go to bed at night because we have earned our rest, because we had an amazing day. And tomorrow, if we get to wake up, we're going to be grateful, we're going to be excited, and we are going to use it to the best of our abilities. So, murder those expectations that are more empty and more surface level and start building the foundation of having harder conversations, saying the things that you've been quieting yourself to say, having those conversations with your boss, with your partner, with your children. Set yourself and everyone else in your circle and even strangers up for success. Hold the door open for people. Pay for a meal if you're able to. Go park and walk up and talk to someone that is homeless or asking for money rather than just throwing money at them. Ask them how they got here. I'm not a professional in anything of that nature. Always use your gut instincts. And I recommend having something on you, on your person, that will help debilitate someone that ever tries to cause you harm. I just ordered mace. I'm a pretty strong individual and I will fight someone to the death if they're trying to harm me. So just take care of yourself. I'm giving advice in the situation that you're a kind person talking to another kind person. Always evaluate your surroundings and don't assume that everybody is your friend because that's not the case. I hope you have a very blessed day and afternoon and evening. Thank you for joining in for another episode of Make Yourself Moan. I'm Madison Monroe. This is my podcast, and I love you so freaking much. Until next time, bye.
Stuck in my brain.
Thank you for tuning in to Make Yourself Moan. Remember, self-love and raw truth are your power. So keep diving deeper and turning up the volume on truth and healing. Until next time, I'm Madison Monroe Curtis, sending you love and loud moans of confidence. If you feel led to, please follow me, like, subscribe on all those socials. I'd love it if you send or email me any and all topics on your heart and brain, and let's unravel those together. Until next time, just keep moaning.